Salvete omnes, this is Emily, also known as TheMartianGeek, and welcome back to, most likely, the final episode of Crash Bandicoot The Wrath of Cortex. We're down to the last level of the game, Force of Nature, and since it's the last level, surely it must be the one where they pull out all the stops, right? Considering how much work we had to do to even unlock it, it must be something amazing, right? Well, put it this way, I hope you enjoyed getting those 25 relics, because I certainly didn't. It's a Coco level, to start off with. And remember how I said all the other 4 levels in the secret warp room were vehicle levels? Well, it's time for the snowboard again. Now, the problem with this level, well, okay, there are a couple problems with this one. The main one is you can't backtrack, and the angle of the camera makes it kind of awkward to see where you're going, so it's very easy to miss boxes in this one. And if you miss a box, well, you just have to kill yourself and start all over again. Which is never a good sign for any level like this, really. That was one of my problems with the rail grinding sections in the new Crash 4. And probably a number of other levels and other games I could bring up, but I'm trying to concentrate on this level. The second big issue with this one is there are no checkpoints. So if you do get to the end of the level, miss a single box, and have to die, you're doing the entire thing all over again. Great design. And I did indeed miss a box, and now I have 2 Aku Akus, so I'm going to have to kill myself 3 times. Glorious. Yeah. See, the thing is, games where you're supposed to collect items and levels where you're moving at a constant speed and can't backtrack, those do not go together well at all. And I'm going to have to die again. I'm not going to finish the game with 99 lives, will I? You also have 111 boxes to get, but the majority of them are nitros, so it's not as big of a chore as it may seem like. I mean, as far as just the sheer quantity. Basically, the key to this one is follow the Wumpa fruit. It will lead you toward the boxes and the correct paths and all that. Kinda like level 17 in Toy Story, or the final level, I guess. It's at level 18 in the Genesis version. Only in that one, the stuff you were supposed to follow disappeared after the first time, so I guess this is better than that in that regard. Also, here you have to go around the guy instead of trying to go over him. This is also not a particularly exciting level, as judged by the fact that I just don't really have that much to say about it that's not complaining. Justifiably so, if you ask me. Why is this the last level? Why does it feel completely and utterly unrewarding for what we did to get here? And why does it exist at all? Seriously, did they not have enough vehicle levels already? Also, for being called Force of Nature, it really only has one type of nature. Okay, up to 22 boxes. Well, it looks like it is giving us some 1-ups at least. Box, box. Notably, we haven't seen the second gem yet, but it's coming up fairly soon, I think. Okay, get that box. Get that box. And there's the gem. 33. $37, 38, 39, and 40, and I hear the goal. Also, if you missed that nitro detonator after getting through all that, you'll be very sad. It happened to me during an outtake. But we're done with that anyway. We still have the relic to get, but time trials don't have checkpoints anyway, so it shouldn't be as much of a problem as trying to get the gem. So yeah, let's get right on that. Last time trial in the game, go. Well, that's done. At least the time trial was easy. Seriously, why is it that this series only has 2 levels numbered 30, and they're both terrible? I could say the same for level 28, actually. But anyway, that is all that you can get in this game. 25 crystals, 6 powers, 46 gems, including 5 colored ones and 41 clear, 30 relics, 12 sapphire, 10 gold, and 8 platinum. It's a pattern, nice. And 106%. I believe in Crash 3 you could get 1 extra gem for getting all gold or better relics. I don't think that's true in this game, but even if it were, I wouldn't bother. So all that we have left to do is confront Crunch a second time and see the other ending. Goodbye, Secret Warp Room, you will not particularly be missed. What, no cutscene? No, now they have all the gems! Time for me to make this take way longer than it should as I attempt to aim the bazooka. I remember reading somewhere that this boss fight was originally supposed to be less lame, but they had to simplify it because of running out of time. You'd think eventually game developers would learn that rushing stuff just never goes well. I realize that sometimes when games get rushed it's because of the higher-ups demanding it, but then you'd think they'd learn that lesson. Time to break up the big development studios. Have more indies. Okay, now we have Earth. And water. And finally, more fire. At least that time I was already in the right position to aim at him. Yeah, there's not much to say. I already commented quite a bit about this fight when I did it the first time, and I didn't have a lot to say. Okay, apparently Aku Aku doesn't protect you from that. Well, that sucks. It's a boring boss fight, and it's kinda long. Like, it's not as long as the boss fights in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, but those were engaging and interesting. This one just isn't. Heck, it's not as long as the boss fights in New Crash 4, and honestly, those were not bad. Though they would have been a lot more of a headache if they hadn't had checkpoints. Okay, hitboxes. Well, we're halfway done, sort of. We're actually more like a third of the way done, because even though he has 4 health, each attack sequence is longer than the previous one. Also, I forget if I commented on this before, but you ever notice how this time around Crash isn't really using the elemental powers himself, he's just standing on buttons that make elemental effects happen? Elemental power to the max indeed. Also, he gets tired after jumping from a button to another button. Ultimate Bandicoot warrior, folks. Okay, 1, 2... Well, I got him on my second try anyway. Assuming I don't somehow screw up hitting Cortex. 98 lives. Oh well. We have defeated him once again.
Can't you ever let me win?
No!
What do you want from me, you creature? No, Uka Uka.
I want you to stop trying to take over the world.
It's too late for that now! I don't think you should have done that.
Oh dear.
Where am I? Hey, wait a second. That annoying scientist doesn't have control over me anymore. Where is that pathetic twerp?
There's no time for that now, Crunch.
Danger. Critical power overload in Evil Space Station. Run for your lives.
I think your energy bolt caused a slight chain reaction. It might be wise if we made our way to the escape pods. This is all your fault! If you hadn't ducked out of the way, none of this would have happened!
This doesn't look
The
good.
blame game.
Any of you guys need a ride?
That isn't Coco's spaceship from level 18, is it?
Crash, Coco, Aku. I'm grateful to all of you. If it weren't for you, I'd still be under the control of Dr. Cortex. Thank you for believing in me, guys.
You're welcome, Crunch. Hey, do you think that's the last we'll see of Dr. Cortex and Uka Uka?
I'd like to believe that, my children, but somehow I doubt that very much.
Idiot! Fool! Nincompoop! You've landed us in the middle of nowhere! Ouch! Whoa! No, wait! I can explain! Ah! I'll get my revenge, Crash Bandicoot! Just you wait!
And then that's the scene that gets referenced at the beginning of Twinsanity. So yeah, Crunch was only evil because he was being controlled by Cortex. And then he proceeds to never have an important role in the rest of the series again. Kind of wasted opportunity there, if you ask me. I guess we get the same credits sequence, though. So do we really need to sit through this again? Probably not. Alright, so that was Crash Bandicoot The Wrath of Cortex. I will be discussing my final thoughts on the game in just a bit. For now, we'll go ahead and save, because we might as well. I guess I'll save it in slot 2. I wonder if the fact that the maximum percentage you can get in New Crash 4 is 106% is a reference to this game. Also, what is with that background noise? I suspect that's a bug, but anyway. Whoop, didn't mean to do that. That's all, folks, to coin a phrase. So, I'll see you as we discuss the game next time.